I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please rise for the flag salute.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mayor Casati.
Here.
Ms. Paxio. Here. Ms. Kelly. Here. Mr. Borough.
He's absent. He's sick.
Mr. Waldenstein.
Here.
Mr. Shapiro.
Here.
Mr. Murray.
Here.
Mr. Love.
Here.
Mr. Dan Long. Mr. Basor.
Here.
Ms. Straley. Here. And also present is Chief Sampolsky and Stephen Selfridge.
Okay, thank you. Public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act is given by the clerk in the following manner. 1, post on the bulletin board in the Borough Clerk's office on January 5th, 2024. And 2, email to the retrospect and current post on January 5th, 2024. First order of business we have is the approval of minutes. A motion is in order to approve the minutes of the October 29th and November 6th meetings submitted by the clerk, as each member has received copies of the same. Would someone like to make a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Wallenstein.
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Passio. All in favor?
Aye.
We got one little correspondence we're going to do. I got this letter, if everyone remembers, Senator Booker came down to our fire company, and so he sent a nice letter dated November 1st. It's to Dear Mayor Capados. Thank you for hosting me at the Runnemede Fire Department. It's a pleasure to join you to announce federal funding coming to Runnemede. I'm proud to be able to support Runnemede's first responders to ensure they have adequate facilities and appreciate our work together. Sincerely, Delia A. Booker, U.S. Senator.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay.
Anybody want to?
That's the 600,000.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Okay. Would someone like the motion to accept the?
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second that.
Motion by Ms. Passio, second by Ms. Kelly. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so now we have some pleasantries this evening. We're going to start off with Mr. Snyder, who I just remembered that he's been here longer than me. And I've been here a little bit now. So I'm going to come down. Brian, how many times have you been to these meetings?
Maybe my third or fourth.
That's a very, listen, that's a good thing.
There's no complaints, there's nothing going on? It's all good. Okay, so we have an appreciation for all your years here. Thank you. And most of the people in this room. So from the Borough of Runnemede, Mayor and Councilor honor Brian Schneider, tax assessor. On behalf of the residents of the Borough of Runnemede, we extend to you our appreciation for the outstanding service you have given to our borough as tax assessor. We thank you for your dedication of time and effort given since May 2006. Upon your retirement, our best wishes for health and happiness in many future years.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Come take a picture. He's getting patch from all his towns. Let's take a quick little picture. So everyone knows who's going to be raising their taxes. Who's going to be raising their taxes next year. Come on over. Yeah, you're going to file an appeal. So everyone doesn't know, Brian is my neighbor. He lives right behind me.
He watches every move.
Great.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now you have to stay for the entire meeting.
Go next week.
I don't understand why nobody wants to.
Hey, stay down. Everyone stay down.
We gotta see-
Hey, you're not going anywhere.
You have to see how we perform. I'm sorry.
The pleasantries, right?
No, I can't believe he's going.
He's happy. He's happy.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Yeah.
Oh, glad
That's
about
good.
that.
That's good.
Yeah.
What he's
Okay. This is for. Before we do this, I want to say something, about Mr. Wallenstein. One thing that's been great is working with everybody. The group that we've had over all these years has really been great. It really means a lot to be able to come and enjoy everybody and the time that we spend with each other and the fact that we work together and all that. So, getting people in a small community like this to come out and get involved is so important. And so I appreciate all of you guys getting involved and how important it is for what you guys do to come here and work for the people. So, Craig, you've always been here. Don't go anywhere.
He's been there and here and there.
You're still a part of this community. Like everybody here, being a part of the community is so important. So let me just come on over. Let me give you Give you a little, well, I'm not a hugger, you know I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so here we go. From you, and you're a member of council now, so you give this to yourself. Borough of Runnemede, Mayor and Council honor Craig Lobenstein. Council, on behalf of the residents of the Borough of Runnemede, we extend you our appreciation for the outstanding service you have given to our borough since 2016. Your dedication, time, and effort has successfully helped to keep our community moving forward. Thank you. So, congratulate him, and then we're going to let him say something.
Yeah, thank you. I'll still be around.
My running mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kid. All right, take a picture. Who's got a camera? Okay, one more for us. See, we're gonna make you do one more job before you go. So just so everyone doesn't know, so on Thursday, actually, Shelley and I are gonna be interviewing Brian's replacement. So that'll be a preliminary interview, and then all of you will get to meet, and then.
Is that the
vote.
person you were?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very, he's working in Barrington.
Yeah.
You know, so, once again, someone who knows the area and is going to help us move forward, so, okay. Thanks, Rex.
You'll send it to me.
Yeah.
Send it to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Say
thank
something.
you. It's been a pleasure being on council all these years. And I've been involved with the town for 25 years, being a coach with Mr. Opperly and Mr. Murray. Mr. Work was down there for a little while with Abby and stuff. But, you know, it's been a lot of fun. I just felt it was time to step aside. I did not run again. I didn't get pushed out. I just decided not to run again. And my wife retires in June. We're going to travel. And don't want to have any other things to do besides that.
You'll find something to do.
I will. I still work. So. Thank you very much.
See Friday, I'm gonna point out.
All right. Three nice things. Got our letter. Okay, so this evening we had an issue that was brought up at the caucus meeting, was the cannabis retail operation hours. So what we're going to do this evening is we're going to do a first reading on amending. There was one line that we thought we wanted to amend to allow the drive-through because there was a need for the drive-through to be open earlier than the stores open because of people coming in and needing to get their, whatever they were getting at the time. But there was some discussion that was made that it would only be fair because we don't want to have a rule that's only for one place. So instead of just saying drive-throughs are going to be open at 8 a.m., the council, as long as everyone's still in agreement at this point, can propose that the stores are allowed to be open now from 8 to 9. This is one of the few businesses in town that we regulate their hours. Why? The state gives us that right to do it, and so we are doing it. And I think 8 to 9 is pretty reasonable. You know, so if the store decides to be open, they can be open. If they only want the drive-through open, they can have the drive-through open, or vice versa. But there was a second issue that was brought to my attention, and I'm going to turn this over to the chief, only because he understands it a little better than me. Chief, do you want to help us out on the other line? So once you start diving into an ordinance, we start to find things, and we have some issues that we need to resolve. So one of the things we want to maybe do this evening, as long as it's okay with our council. Chief, you want to talk about the second issue?
Yeah, one of the issues brought to our attention about, I guess in our ordinance, armed guards. As the chief of police in the cannabis, as the chief of police, probably one thing that I have to do, that I'm required to do, is just check out the security systems before the place is open. So I went through both. They have phenomenal security for the safety of everybody, cameras everywhere. They showed me everything, so I was happy with that. So.
And you signed off based on the state's approval?
Yes, it's mainly based on the cameras, like how much security they have, like where's the cameras, where's this at, where's that, both of them were fantastic.
So what I'm understanding is our ordinance is more strict than the state's ordinance. The state's ordinance, is that correct?
Yeah, that's 100%.
Okay, so I'm saying that right. So the state doesn't
And
require.
it still will be regardless of any of these changes.
It still will be.
Yes.
So the amendment would be, there's a line in the ordinance that basically says what the chief is referring to as security, but we have an additional line that says armed guards. I believe, and I'm going to Rhode Island Council just to strike the line of armed guards. If
Do
security,
we have to?
You don't have
we
to.
don't have to do this.
No, the way your ordinance now requires them to have armed guards, and it was part of the discussion we had a few years back. You are not required to change it at all.
We're not. However,
But if we don't change it, that means that they have to have armed guards.
That is correct. In order to obtain the approval of the chief of police, because what our ordinance says, Council President Passio, is that they need to have a security plan that is approved by the state of, the chief of police
And the-
and the state of New Jersey. Thank you so much. I got ahead of myself a little bit there mentally before I got out there. But part of the required standards would be a provision for armed guards.
but just to be clear, we've not had armed guards in there. It's because the chief was going by the state's plan. And our ordinance, once again, it's a little convoluted, and it doesn't even read well. If you read the line, it kind of says security and, right, Dan, I mean, I think you looked at it with me and helped me out. We looked at it but armed guards aren't, I don't believe it's necessary. I don't believe the state we know the state doesn't think it's necessary.
What does
Can I
the
read
chief
something,
think?
please?
And then please, chief, help me out.
Right, what is your,
Should there be armed
What is
guards
your
or not?
Go for it.
My opinion is that Faisal's been open for a while, I have had no issues whatsoever.
any incidents with?
No incidents whatsoever.
Cottonmouth?
If they were, I'd be down there addressing the owners immediately. Or Cottonmouth, I have not been called there for any safety, security issues. If I did, if my officers were, I would be down there in 3 seconds addressing the owners. I haven't been there once. So can I read this real quick?
Sure.
The state cannabis law does not address security guards, armed or otherwise, but focuses on alarm and surveillance systems. The law does discuss an assessment of adequate security, which can be influenced by the geographic location of the business. That's it.
Extremely,
That's it.
that's
So
accurate.
your recommendation is you're fine with the
I am
current?
fine the way it is right now. If there was an issue, I would address it, but I have not got any phone calls in regards to that. Maybe
So you're
just-
fine with the
I am
state?
very fine with it, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So as long as there's no objections, this first reading will not only include the 8 to 9, it'll also amend, and I'm going to rely on council to change that line
Sure.
that says armed guards or security or something in fact that mimics what the state is saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So this is first reading. Would someone like to make a motion on this first reading?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mr. Shapiro. Is there a
I'll
second?
second it.
Second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Ms. Passio?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Okay.
So 4 ayes, 1 absent, 1 absent.
He's at the end of his first year when he no longer has to ask about the extension.
So, and just so everyone, I do talk to Dan because he is familiar with all this stuff, more than I think most of us are not involved in this, so that's why he did abstain. But, so once again, everyone in the audience, we will have a public hearing on, when's our public hearing? On the 30th. So on the 30th, we'll have advertised these 2 amendments, and we'll have a public hearing, and then council will have to vote a second time if they're going to approve it.
Okay.
Okay? All right, we have another order of business, is Resolution 24-165. Just get my stuff together. Oh, thank you, sir. All right, this is a resolution support from the governing body of the Borough of Runnemede, authorizing the Sustainable Jersey Climate Vulnerability Assessment Technical Assistant Application. So once again, this is just allowing our green team to put an application in, and they want our support before they'll even consider it. Would someone like to make a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ms. Kelly,
I'll second that motion.
second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Ms. Passio?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Lowenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
5 ayes, 1 absent.
All right, that resolution is adopted. Resolution 24-166 is a resolution approving low quote for Runnemede Municipal Building vaulted roof replacement. Obviously, we've been working on this for a while. The number came in acceptable. Would someone like to make a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Lobenstein, second by Mr. Murray. Any other discussion?
Mayor, I'm sorry.
I have a question. I got a letter from Mark about that, and he said that we would be awarding the job to the lowest bidder.
Yes.
Is that all part of this resolution that we're doing?
Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. We're going with the lowest qualified bidder. We went and got as many prices as we could get. There's some little discrepancies here and there, but it is the process. And because it went over the bid threshold of $40,000, we had to go out for bid. Please note, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I'm just pulling it now because I'm amazed at the difference
Well,
between.
and there are extra steps that we need to go through in order to confirm that from both the engineering side and the legal side, which is what I was piping up to say, Mayor, and everything is in order.
As long as council's okay with that, and then as long as the legal and engineering side
Just
all
to
fine.
clarify why some of the bids were high, some bidders did not show up. They were invited to come and inspect the roof before they bid, and some bidders chose not to, so they were bidding it strictly based on our plans and not seeing the actual.
And so some of the plans, and what it almost, is you see the big discrepancy in numbers, they thought there was a lot more scope than there really was. But that
Due diligence
it is what it
is
is.
everything.
We did our due diligence,
Absolutely, absolutely.
okay? So we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Passione?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes,
Mr. Lobenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Zakira?
Yes.
Mr. Nye?
Yes.
All ayes.
All right, that is done. So now we go to committee reports. We'll start off with finance and construction. Mr. Murray.
Okay, for October's numbers, we're a little late getting them in, but building permits were 14, electrical 13, fire was 4, and plumbing mechanical was 7, for a total of 23,206 brought in. And just to report, there was a couple outstanding issues with CO and with the building permit in town that's been lingering a little bit, without getting into the addresses or anything, but they've been resolved if you know what I'm talking about. With that, I'll report progress.
Thank you. All right.
nothing related to it.
That is not appropriate for right now, Mr. Kelly.
I
We
just
can
wanted
only
to find-
We do that after the meeting.
After meeting.
After the meeting, Ms.
Okay,
Kelly.
I just want to know how you're doing.
All good.
Okay, public safety. Well, we had a busy time with our EMS. They had 153 transports. They had 3 deaths on arrival. Public assistance 1. And they handled 73 calls in Barrington, 57 in Haddon Heights, and 79 in Runnemede. They provided 39 mutual aid, and the dispatch time to Runnemede was 6.46 minutes. So that's well under the 10. So, our fire division. They had 42 calls for service within the Borough of Runnemede, and 7 mutual aids to our surrounding communities. On 11/13, they had a serious mass casualty accident with entrapment on the turnpike involving a tractor trailer and a charter bus full of military personnel. The driver was extricated from the tractor trailer, and a total of 12 patients were transported to local hospitals with injuries ranging from minor to serious. Kathy, did your ambulance crew show up for this?
Both of our crews were on.
How did it go?
Went fine.
A lot of injuries. Thank you, Chief. I appreciate the fact that Barrington was right there. And we continue to produce some money out of our accident billing, and that's coming along very well. We've received so far $6,227 towards our expenses at different automobile accidents, so that's good. That's coming along very well. And our fire marshal had 84 inspections. He collected $2,455 in fees. He had no fire investigations. So much for that. And on to our wonderful police department. Calls for service, 842 last month, with 15 accidents, 50 arrests, 271 motor vehicle summonses. That's a lot. Was there some kind of a thing going on, Chief, that you had so many motor vehicle summonses issued?
Just hard working off.
hardworking guys. God bless them. And 4 hours of overtime with all that. No Narcan was dispensed. And that is my report, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Okay, we'll move on to public events, Ms. Patsy.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. I just want to say that we had our fire truck parade on Sunday. Our fire truck parade was awesome. Our tree lighting was awesome. We are awesome. So thank you, everyone.
Runnemede
It
rocks.
is awesome.
Runnemede rocks.
It was spectacular. And if you didn't see our tree yet, please drive down to Black Horse Pike and look at that gorgeous tree that grows an inch every time we don't tell a lie.
Fake tree goes?
Yes, and Chief, I should have told you this prior, but the seniors asked me if you can at some point, their next meeting, I think is December 21st, maybe, I don't know who would be on duty, that if a police officer can go in there and sort of reassure them and tell them, you know, give them a little police report on what's going on in town.
I'll do it
yes.
myself with a box of
Would you do that? Oh, that'd be wonderful, because they really want, yeah. Well, it's 12 o'clock, we eat, 12 to 1, 1 o'clock's the meeting,
I'll
so
be
you
here.
can come whenever you want.
21st, right?
Yeah, that's a Saturday, I'm pretty
Yep.
sure it's a
Yep.
I'll be there.
Yes, thank you very much, and with that, I say progress.
That's a great idea, having the chief come to the meeting. You should actually do that every year, right?
He does, and he brings donuts and all kinds of stuff, he walks around, talks to everybody, and he asks them questions.
So since Mr. Farrell's not here, Mr. Baser, do you want to just give us a quick little update if there's anything you want to make sure? I mean, obviously, we're taking care of the police roof.
Yeah, I'll rely mostly on a report from the caucus last week. Since you did pass resolution 166 for the roof, we will get contracts going, and the weather's supposed to be improving next week, so hopefully they'll be able to take care of the roof next week. I'm not sure if we'll have contracts that quickly, but we'll do our best. And speaking of the weather, since it is going to be warmer next week, they're looking to pave Davis Road next week. It's a little too cold this week.
What's the criteria? 40 degrees and rising?
It has to be 30 for, it depends on the thickness. With doing a 2-inch overlay, which we're proposing out there, it has to be 32 and above.
Okay.
The road surface itself. So if we're coming down in the 20s tonight, it might get up into the 40s, it may not get warm enough. So they want to be able to start first thing in the morning, so we're looking at doing it next week.
Okay.
They will put out notices as soon as I find out what date they're going to use. I don't know if we can do it on the website or not.
So I did get a complaint today because of Davis, some work being done. Obviously, I know that your crew inspector was out there. I know we had police presence out there, but I'm still getting complaints from residents that don't always know. So I know it's the contractor's responsibility, but between the police department and the engineering, if we could also push the contractor to notify. I don't know what we can do, chief, or what you can do with the engineering side. I know it's the contractor's responsibility. And your guys did a great job explaining to people. But we had to, bring people across their grass to get out of their yards. And, and I know we're trying to communicate, but if this road project's definitely going to happen, please let us know, and maybe we can get it out as early and quickly as possible. Okay. And I'll text my neighbors, and maybe we can get it out to everybody and try to get people to know what's going on. Because people do cut to the last minute to leave their house, and then, they don't give themselves enough time.
Okay. All I know is we'll see sometime next week with the weather.
Okay. Let us know if you can. Because he would have to make arrangements with your officers, right, to close the road?
I'm sure that the guy who's running the job will call Speakman.
Yeah, so as soon as Eric hears anything, if he can let us all know. Yeah. All right, great. Anything else?
That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Public Works, Mr. Lovenstein.
Going to rely on what Harry said on during caucus. I did send you and Richie an email, and I think Bob, about the soccer. The South Jersey Elite Barons, they're a well-known soccer organization in South Jersey. They have well over 1,000 kids playing in their organization. Top notch. John Thompson, he used to be an English Premier League soccer player. He's one of their coaches now and runs their program for the youth. He's looking to build some mini fields around the area and do a shared service with towns. Rutgers University is currently tearing up a field in February or March, and they're going to have a lot of turf to donate. So we may be able to, those fields back there, the deluxe field, if you guys can get that, leveled out, it's something to think about.
Some preliminary stuff, but once again, not to cut you short, but that's one of the toughest locations because it's right behind a bunch of neighbors.
It is, but it's,
Lights and cars and we have to be somewhat considerate of the neighbors, but I think it was a great presentation.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know if Richie got a chance to really look at it, but we could talk about it a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think our only concern before was to help out the RY, so they had an extra flat practice. But I don't think we had any intention of putting lights down there or anything like that.
Yeah.
But we can talk about it. I mean, hopefully we're going to move forward with some of these other fields.
Yeah, I did ask Mr. Wozon today if there's still electric down there, and he goes, somewhere in the ground, but we have no clue. So, it's totally different, but you guys can look at that, and I'll be happy to bring John to a meeting if you want to discuss it with him more, and, go from there. But it's a great organization. They just do a lot for the kids, and they're nationally known too, so, it's just something to, I think, so. Just for the last time, I will say progress.
We should also say your Public Works did a great job with the trade.
Yeah.
Everyone, the police, the Public Works, if it wasn't for Public Works,
Yeah.
they helped me so much.
The tree does look so much better than
They did a great job.
than we had.
I'm going to teach you how to shape it a little better.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was watching them,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of work, let me tell
Well, I'm going to
you.
show.
You guys weren't there yet, but Nick used to install Christmas trees a long time ago in our prior business. So he's showing Billy the branches, like, you gotta fluff the
He wasn't paying
branches."
attention.
And Billy's like,
Yeah, really, I'm out here, 30 degrees and we're freezing.
we're gonna fluff these branches on a 24-foot tree, yeah, you
It's
go
called
fluff them.
shape.
I would have helped, but my
Shape them,
arms,
yes.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, you go shape them, that's what they're probably thinking. But,
All right, thank you, Mr. Lovenstein. Okay, Parks and Recreation, Mr. Shapiro.
I'm just going to rely on Paul.
All right, that's easy. Rob Solicitor, did you have anything there?
Yes, my items were contained in the agenda itself. I'm pleased to report the municipal clerk was pleased with the speed that the ordinance came back from the other attorney that had filled in for me last week, so I will pass along the regards to him.
Mr. Chris Long?
Yes.
He did an excellent
That's
job.
what I heard. I was just about to say some nice things about you, Mr. Lobenstein, which I will still do. But no, seriously, Craig, just wanted to tell you it's been an absolute pleasure. You welcomed me as a much younger attorney about 8-9 years ago at this point. And I just wanted to say that I hope that the borough residents know how lucky they have been to have you serving them. What stood out the most about you to me was that you embraced the difficult parts, the hard work that needs to get done in order to keep the trains running on time. So you're going to be missed by this body, but we're just going to have to play golf more together.
That sounds good.
Thank you for everything, Craig. We appreciate it.
You're welcome, Dan, thank you.
I'll
Engineer,
always remember you and the chicken.
you're good then, engineer's report?
I'll go with Dan said for.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
there you go, thank you.
Dan spoke so eloquently on
I will,
And you don't golf that often, huh?
He's a good golfer.
I will still be down at the league, so I will do that.
CFO, anything, Mr. Ridley? No problem. Chief, anything else?
Yeah, just, Craig, I appreciate everything you did for myself in the police department. You were always a yes vote. You always supported the police department. Me, it was never an issue or a hassle, and I appreciate everything you did for me in the police department.
No, you're welcome.
I really do.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. All right, a little more business now. Payment of bills, would someone like to make a motion to pay the monthly bills?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion by Mr. Lobenstein, second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Ms. Passio?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Lovenstein?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Five ayes, no.
The bill should be paid. Good and welfare portion of the meeting. Anyone wishing to speak, please come to the microphone, state your name and address. All right. Anyone with done? All right. Seeing no one, is there a motion to close the public portion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Lobenstein, second by Ms. Passio. All in favor?
Aye.
So before we adjourn, once again, I appreciate everybody coming out. We always have, everyone gets the business done. I appreciate that you guys understand that we only meet infrequently, so trying to get stuff done is important. So thank you, and thank you, Craig, again. for helping us out. And we've got one more meeting, so just for everyone in the audience again, our adjournment meeting is the 30th at 4 o'clock, because we do a quick meeting just to pay the bills and we're going to fix this cannabis ordinance so that it gets resolved before the end of the year. Okay? And then the reorganization meeting.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
So I'm going to help Ms. Passio real quick, once again, for everyone in the audience, and reminding everyone, reorganization meeting is on the 7th.
Yes,
It will
Tuesday
be at the Harry Williams Community Center
at 6 o'clock.
at 6 o'clock. There will be food and refreshments and pleasantries. And
So come on out.
It'll be nice.
It's open to the public. Yes, Tuesday the
It's on
7th.
our normal meeting night. Because by law, we have to meet within 7 days of the new year.
Gonna
Okay?
make it.
All right, so would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
I will make that motion.
Motion by Mr. Lowenstein,
I will second that.
second by Ms. Passio. All in favor?
Aye.
We adjourn at 7:31. Get out.